Today we're looking at replacing a rear wheel bearing on a 2008 Jetta GLI. First, before I do anything else, loosen off your 17mm wheel bolts. Take a screwdriver, hammer, whatever, and pry your dust cap off. Here's the dust cap over the end of your bearings. And then there's going to be a bolt behind it. And before you lift the car off the ground, it's a good idea to crack that loose. Now, the biggest one in the kit is still quite loose in there. So what I did, I went and found your 14mm Allen. Fits in there. Anyway, can't do it one-handed, but it fits in there nice and snug. I'm going to attempt with that, just because I don't really feel like trying to drive to a parts store or anything like that and find the right triple square. So if it works, it works. I'll let you know. But that's the first step. The dust cap off. The 14mm fits in there really, really well and snug. Just be careful with it, because if you strip it out and you do not have one, it'll be fun, but fits in there nice and snug. There is quite a bit of Loctite on it by the feels of it. I just took my big bar and consistent pressure. Don't try to reef it. I already cracked this free before to make sure it would come free before I started videoing. But that's that. And then it'll start coming out. Now that it's loose, jack the car up, pull the wheel off. Start taking your, I'll show you, and we'll start taking our brake assembly off to get that out of the way. And then we'll be able to start smashing that bearing. In case you're wondering, as soon as you take the tire off the ground, this one wiggled while it was on the ground, but it's stuck on the hub. That's the bearing moving, not the actual tire. It's stuck on the hub right now. I don't think this person should have been driving this 120 on the highway. Well, kilometers, because Canadian East Coaster. But yeah, that's probably the worst one I've seen in a while. So after you eat all that, spray some PV Blast, rust check, whatever in there to loosen up, because this one's still stuck around the hub. But then move on, take your caliper off. These will be 13s, at least on this car. I've had some 11s, 13s, 14s, just depends on if somebody replaces the hardware, whatever works, whatever. Some of these you can get the rotor off without taking your caliper bracket off. Some of you to take your caliper bracket off. I'm hoping I don't have to, because I just really don't want to, but we'll see when it gets to that point. So this one on the 08 GLI, you do have to take caliper bracket off to actually get the rotor. It doesn't come quite close. So it's going to be this one from the little kit. You're going to have, where is it? Your top one right there, and then the bottom one right down there. They're a little difficult. If you have a similar kit, it's going to be 14mm goes on top of it. I'm going to cheat and try to use my extendable swivel ratchet here to be able to get in on it and get past the strut tower for that top one, and then hopefully it'll work. That's what we get. And it wasn't actually that bad. It was crusty. I sprayed it with a little WD-40 Specialist. Actually came out pretty good. So after we get the bolt out, take your bracket off, and then you got this left up here. All we're gonna have to do is just pound on it until it falls off of wherever the heck it's on, and then reverse the process with the new one. Yeah. So East Coast lifestyle. This is gonna probably be a huge pain in the ass. Get back. Okay, this is me being me. I just said it's gonna probably be a pain in my ass. Literally, like 3 hits with the hammer. Just a regular ball pin. Come across from right here. 3 hits with the hammer. It's almost backed off already. Well, this is surprisingly better than I thought it was gonna be for an outcome. And the new one, once it's off, just start to slide it on. I just lined it up center, gave it a couple taps, one hand on each side, and it slid on pretty good. Then just take your bolt and put it in, and I just used a little inch-pound gun, and it's already come in the new package with Loctite on it. Just put it in. It's already pre-greased everything, the one I got from Napa, and just walk it in, and it goes in. Seats really good. And then it's going to be reverse process. We're going to, actually, first we're going to put the nice dust cap in here, keep her all clean. That doesn't exactly fit in there, but we're going to hammer it in. Anyway, dust cap in. You might have to use your triple square, your 7-sided dice, or if you have the other tool, wind that in a turn or two so it'll fit comfortably over your brake pads and stuff, so you don't have a wrestling match. Put your bracket bolts back on after your rotor. Just reverse the process, and you're all done with that. Now next, seems to be a snapping noise from the front. They said they hit a pothole, the spring's broke. The spring is broke, but I have suspicions that the axle's on the way out too, so might be a video on that soon, maybe not. I'll keep you updated on it. Post a video of whatever I have to tear apart and fix and struggle with anyway. Hopefully this made it easy for you. Again, like I keep saying, don't be scared of it. If you watch a video, you don't. If you have time, you have basic tools. That's all I've had out to do this whole thing. And including making this little how-to video for you, I've maybe been out here half hour, 45 minutes total. If that, I don't really keep track of time, but by the time I get it all back together, probably about 45 minutes to an hour, including making this. So, don't be scared of it.